BTS's Jin has once again captured the spotlight, this time on a global stage, as European and American media outlets shower him with praise. His recent appearance at Milan Fashion Week, where he graced Gucci's The Tiger premiere, has been described as nothing short of extraordinary, with commentators noting that Jin's visuals seem to stand above even the world's most celebrated stars. Fashion journalists from Vogue Italia highlighted Jin's aura as ethereal yet commanding, stressing that his natural elegance and sharp features made him the undisputed centerpiece of the evening. Meanwhile, The Hollywood Reporter described Jin as a presence so magnetic that it made even Hollywood's finest take a step back. These international accolades emphasize not just Jin's beauty, but the rare way he fuses music, fashion, and cultural relevance into one commanding identity. Social media mirrored the press frenzy. Clips of Jin walking into Palazzo Mezzanot went viral across platforms, sparking hashtags like #JinVisualKing and #JinFashionIcon, which trended globally within minutes. Fans and fashion critics alike shared side-by-side comparisons of Jin with leading Hollywood icons, with many agreeing that his visuals and stage presence were on another level. This moment also underscores Jin's growing dominance beyond music. Since becoming Gucci's global brand ambassador in 2024, Jin has seamlessly transitioned into a powerhouse within the fashion industry. His ability to captivate both casual audiences and high-profile critics proves his versatility and long-term potential as one of the most influential figures in global entertainment. As Milan Fashion Week continues, analysts suggest Jin's appearance may mark a turning point where K-pop idols aren't just invited guests, but defining figures in luxury fashion. For many observers, Jin has now set the bar, showing that when he steps into the room, even the biggest names in Hollywood and Europe must take notice. The buzz from Milan Fashion Week has not died down, but one name continues to dominate headlines across continents: Jin of BTS. After his dazzling appearance at Gucci's The Tiger premiere, international media have been unanimous. His visuals, presence, and aura exceeded all expectations, leaving even the world's most famous celebrities overshadowed. A historic fashion moment at Palazzo Mezzanot, the iconic Milanese venue, Jin arrived in a bespoke Gucci look that combined sophistication with understated elegance. His ensemble, part of Gucci's La Famiglia collection, drew admiration from critics not only for its craftsmanship, but also for how effortlessly Jin embodied the brand's heritage. Cameras flashed, the crowd roared, and within moments, images of Jin circulated across social media platforms, making him the uncontested highlight of the night. European press outlets such as Le Monde and Corriere della Sera described Jin as the true face of global fashion's next era. He doesn't simply wear Gucci, one Italian fashion critic noted. He redefines it with his presence. The US reaction, a new standard in celebrity culture across the Atlantic, American publications echoed the sentiment. Billboard called Jin's appearance a cultural reset, while the New York Times praised him as a rare figure who merges pop stardom with timeless elegance. Commentators emphasized that his visuals had a cinematic quality capable of eclipsing Hollywood veterans like Demi Moore and Edward Norton, both of whom also starred in Gucci's short film premiere. One fashion editor from Vogue US even remarked, "If the night belonged to Gucci, the spotlight belonged to Jin." Social media frenzy beyond traditional media, global platforms exploded. Hashtags such as #JinAtomFW, #JinVisualKing, and #GucciWithJin dominated worldwide trends on X, formerly Twitter, for over 24 hours. Fans described him as a vision straight out of a masterpiece painting, while others insisted that Hollywood should feel threatened because Jin has set a new benchmark for red carpet elegance. Fashion influencers on TikTok created breakdowns of Jin's outfit, praising the balance between his minimalist styling and undeniable star aura. The narrative was clear. Jin wasn't just attending Milan Fashion Week, he was owning it, redefining global fashion standards. Analysts say this moment is more than a personal triumph. It signifies the expanding cultural influence of K-pop idols in luxury fashion. While Western celebrities have long been the center of such events, Jin's impact demonstrates that Asian icons are now equally, if not more, powerful in shaping global trends. According to industry sources, Gucci saw a sharp spike in online traffic within hours of Jin's appearance, with items from the La Famiglia line experiencing a surge in demand. This reflects the tangible economic power Jin wields, bridging his army fandom with luxury markets worldwide. The future, from music legend to fashion icon for Jin, this marks another milestone in his post-military career. Having already achieved solo success with hit albums like Happy and Echo, his seamless integration into the world of fashion suggests that his influence is no longer confined to music. Instead, he now stands as a cultural icon with the ability to set trends, inspire audiences, and shift narratives across industries. As Milan Fashion Week continues, fashion critics predict that Jin's appearance may become the defining image of the season, a symbol of how one artist can transform a runway premiere into a global spectacle. Every generation has its icon, a French fashion columnist wrote. And in this generation, Jin of BTS is indisputably that figure. His visuals are not just beautiful, they are historic. Under the shimmering lights of Milan, Jin of BTS transformed a night meant for Gucci into a global cultural spectacle. His appearance at the Tiger premiere during Milan Fashion Week was not just another celebrity moment. It became the centerpiece of the entire event, igniting reactions across Europe and the United States that no one could ignore. Fashion critics, media outlets, and fans alike seemed to agree on one point. Jin's visuals, his aura, and his effortless elegance stood above even the most celebrated names in attendance. The European press was quick to capture the magnitude of the moment. Italian outlets praised Jin as the true face of global fashion's new chapter, while French publications described him as a vision that belongs to history rather than the present. These weren't casual compliments, but bold declarations that Jin had redefined what it meant to command a fashion stage. He didn't simply wear Gucci's La Famiglia collection, he embodied it, turning every step he took at Palazzo Mezzanotte into an unforgettable image. In the United States, the reaction was equally powerful. Billboard declared that Jin's presence marked a cultural reset, while the New York Times described him as a rare figure whose combination of musical influence and striking elegance could bridge the worlds of pop culture and high fashion. American critics didn't hesitate to compare his impact to Hollywood veterans, noting how even stars like Demi Moore and Edward Norton seemed secondary in the glow of Jin's spotlight. Vogue US summed up the night perfectly. If Gucci owned Milan Fashion Week, Jin owned the spotlight. Social media only amplified this chorus of admiration. Global platforms exploded with hashtags like #JinAdamFW and #JinVisualKing, trending for more than 24 hours as fans flooded the internet with photos, fan cams, and edits that captured every angle of Jin's presence. Some described him as a living painting, others as the new standard of celebrity elegance. TikTok creators broke down every detail of his outfit, while international influencers argued that the fashion industry itself would never look the same after this night. But what made this moment so historic was not just the noise it generated, but the shift it represented. Jin's influence extended far beyond music, reaching into the very fabric of global luxury fashion. Gucci's decision to feature him so prominently at a time when the brand seeks to reconnect with new markets proved strategic genius. Within hours of his appearance, Gucci reported a surge of online traffic, and items from the La Famiglia line saw a spike in demand. For analysts, this was not just proof of Jin's popularity, but a concrete display of his economic and cultural power. The premiere of The Tiger itself, directed by Spike Jonze and Helena Rain, was intended to showcase Gucci's artistry and innovation. Yet the narrative of the night was clear. Jin was the headline, the face everyone wanted to see, the star who embodied the merging of East and West in the most elegant form possible. His presence was no longer about mere attendance. It was about setting the standard for how global icons move between industries, between cultures, and between audiences. For fans, this was yet another reminder of how far Jin has come since his military service, from chart-topping albums like Happy and Echo to this defining moment on the global fashion stage. For critics, it was proof that Jin's role in the cultural landscape goes beyond music and into something more enduring, a figure who represents the very future of celebrity influence. As one French columnist boldly wrote, "Every generation has its icon, and in ours, that icon is Jin of BTS."